I'll say good day, everybody. I'm really excited today to interview Mike and Joe Naylor. They've recently joined the WSI network, and they've got an interesting background as to how they joined the network and also how they're going to take the business going forward. So, Mike and Joe, thank you very much for joining me here today. I don't know what time it's there. It's probably early in the morning. It's going on 8 o'clock here in South Africa. So it's quite interesting. We're working from our offices, and we give everybody a view of what it's like to be in WSI IC. So over to you. I know you're from the military, so this is going to be really interesting. Tell me, what did you do, before you actually started life in WSI?
Sure. Thanks for interviewing us today, Francois. I'm glad to be a part of it. But so I was an intelligence officer with U.S. Army Special Forces. I deployed 3 times to Afghanistan, where I was providing intelligence support to the Special Forces and to the Afghan military also for night raids they were doing for targets there. As the war in Afghanistan started slowing down, I was assigned to teach economics at the U.S. Military Academy in West Point. At that time, we decided for my family that we wanted to settle down and maybe find a job outside of the military, so I was looking for another option. You want to talk about your background?
Sure. I've been a web developer for close to 20 years and kind of got burned out on the technological side and wanted to get into something new. So when Mike offered this, I jumped at the chance.
Oh, that's great. I think it's going to be a good match. It's always good to have some technology, technical people in your business. I'm more the sales guy, even though I do a lot of stuff, but my wife, I've got to count on her when it comes to, the technology. So you went from teaching and you decided to start something else. You must have looked at a number of options, but what made you choose joining WSI as an opportunity?
Yeah, so we looked at a lot of things. We looked at taking a corporate job to sort of try and understand how the civilian world works. Ultimately, what it came down to for me was, how do I want to spend my time and who do I want to spend my time with? Yeah. When I looked at corporate jobs, it was working with other people in sort of deep bureaucracies. So we thought we really wanted to start our own business, and we started looking at franchises for an opportunity. When it came down to franchises, it was about who do I want my customers to be? Do I want it to be homeowners? Do I want it to be business owners? In the military, I was always working with really sharp folks who weren't afraid to take a risk, and the closest parallel to that in the civilian world, I think, is business owners. So that really just sealed the deal for me.
Oh, great. I like the way that you relate business owners to the military, because when you're working with people and folks that you're not afraid to take a risk, it's good, and I can relate to that. I mean, I needed military training. I was never deployed, but I think taking the jump from my corporate background into something new, it is a risk that it's worthwhile, I think, at the end of the day when you make it work.
Right, and it's fun, too, I think. Taking those kind of risks, if you enjoy it, I think it's really a fun thing to do.
Excellent. So, obviously, when you looked at the franchise, you must have spoken to a few people. Was there anybody that influenced you, to actually look at buying into this franchise?
Absolutely. So I called 8 or 9 different franchise owners. The one that really sticks out for me, though, is Ken Kelly. Yeah. I originally called to ask to speak to his partner, Ryan, who's sort of famous in the network. But Ken answered the phone, and he was just so down to earth. He was successful in another business before, and just the way he talked about it, and he said the people that he called and their experience with it, he had a lot to say about what made WSI the right choice for him and his company, and that is really what made me decide this is where we want to go.
That's great. So I've met Ryan a while back, and Ken, and what I've seen is Ken and Ryan are a great father and son team. I'm actually probably old enough to be Ryan's father anyway too. So I got my daughter in my business who's about the same age.
Your business isn't just a place to work.
I think what helps is how Ken's influence has helped Ryan really grow his profile in the digital marketing industry. So it's good to have some background, but I can see it, in you as well going forward with the two of you. If you're happy about networking and talking to people, then this is a great sort of career to have.
Yeah.
So wanting to buy, own your own business? Because you obviously had a choice to maybe go into corporate America, but running your own business is quite different. So tell me a little bit about why you thought that side through.
What I wanted to do was build something that had a value separate from myself, right? So when you're working for someone else, you're building up your own profile, but when you build a business, then it can sort of run on its own. I really wanted to build a place where people can be proud of what they do, where they can earn what they think they need to, and where they can really feel valued as a person. Also, after over a decade of working for the government, I was tired of working for the man, so I wanted to do something else.
No, we're lucky. I didn't have all of that, but I can say it takes a good leap of faith, to leave something that you're comfortable with, because you were probably there, for a while. But the point of building value for yourself and being able to work hard to earn what you want to earn, I think that's the way to go, and that's what made me pull the trigger at the end of the day. Was to, instead of working for somebody else, was to try and see how I could actually build some value in my own business.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like going to home office training, but you give me an idea of how your first day of training was and what you thought about it.
Yeah. So with the time zone change for us, we got up super early and we were ready to go. And we showed up at the wedding. We were so excited for the training, but everything was locked up and closed. We got there an hour early. So finally, everybody else showed up, the other new owners, and we got to know them. And Raj came in. He just really charged the room with his electric excitement. It was just really a great experience.
Raj was great.
Yeah. So.
It's great. So do you remember what your first day in military was like? Because I'm sure they were open.
The first day of the military was a lot more yelling. There was a lot more exercise, I guess. So, but in other ways, you do still feel like nervous because you're meeting a new group. You're still trying to figure out your place. I felt like home office did a great job of making us feel welcome. So I loved it up there.
Yeah, that's great. It does feel like a family when you're there. So tell me, what was the biggest thing that you learned, while you were there at the home office?
Do you have...
The biggest thing I learned was that poutine wasn't as special as I hoped.
Poutine. For me, the week was just so packed. There was so much information that we wanted to learn, and just all these little tiny nuggets. But I think finding someone's business pain is something that I had never really considered before. And that's what I pulled away from home office, is that we're not there we don't go to people to sell, SEO or pay-per-click. We're really there to solve whatever business pain they have. And taking that approach was really, for me, sort of revolutionary.
Right. Yeah. I was in training 15 years ago, but I've been up to Toronto quite often and maybe do a presentation or two to the RCs. And, I hear many of them say this is like a real boot camp, and there's just so much information, coming through. But I think at the end you leave knowing that you've got some help and you can actually get to, help you in any part of your business through just connecting with a network, which makes this, business quite unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was intense, but it was really valuable, I thought.
Yeah. So 15 years ago, I think there's one other person that was in my training that I sort of stay in touch. It's been a long, long time. But have you, obviously just coming out recently, what's it like being, just building that first relationship and staying in touch?
Yeah, so while we were at home office, we set up a WhatsApp chat group. And now whenever we're in online trainings, we use it to make snarky comments to each other, and that's kind of fun. But
sorry, Raj.
One member of our training group in particular, Dave Johnson, sticks out in my mind because he had a lot of great tips on networking, and he was already running a marketing business before the training. Okay. So I call or chat with Dave about once a month to sort of get some of his insights on things.
That's great. I think we've just done an interview with Dave too, and he's also got a fantastic background as to, and he's creative, very creative in going forward.
Yeah.
And so that's great about, the business and using the network, staying in touch with people, is what I find is what keeps me going in this business. Don't feel like I'm a one-man show anymore. It's international. You can just catch up on a Skype call and, get people to give you ideas and even collaborate, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, choose this type of job, or let's say this career in business, so that they can get work-life balance. And I think that's part of what you wanted to do when you took a decision into doing this. So tell me a little bit about how it all works with you there. I'm not going to win here tonight. We've got an electric. We have an electric storm going on out here, and there's thunder. And I've noticed when it thunders, it switches to my voice. I've been muting myself, and now I lost the power, but I'm back. Well, lucky we can video edit this, but there might be a portion that we can, put. I think I must pick up all the fun pieces out of all the slides and then see how that goes.
Okay.
Did you hear that thunder?
That was loud.
Right over here. Okay, I'm going to get back to the question. So, what impact has it had on your life, joining this, making a business of your own so that you can get work-life balance?
Yeah, so, the biggest change now is that I'm home when my kids get home from school, right? Spend way more time on social media. That's not something I was really interested in before, but now that I'm selling through social media, I spend a lot more time there. But I think one of the benefits is that I feel free to set my own agenda and just write my own mission statement, and I can just really be whoever it is that I want to be.
Okay. I think
Joe is straddling 2 jobs now, so it's changed your life by doubling your work schedule.
It has. I'm already used to working at home because I've done that for so long. But now having to go out and do the IBAs and things, talking to clients face to face, that's been a big shift for me, which is actually something I really enjoy. That's one reason that's one thing I was hoping for, is more FaceTime with people. It does really change. My day is a lot busier now. During the day, I do a lot more work at night now.
That's what we do, work at night, because it's a full day out there. Prospecting, speaking to clients and speaking to new people, and it can be busy. You come back and you realize, there's proposals and everything to do, but it's good. It really helps. So tell me a little bit about how you feel in America, something that maybe others might not know. I mean, there's obviously everyone in America knows it, but give us your view.
Sure. So here in America, I've driven from coast to coast several times, and despite all rumors to the contrary, the U.S. really is just 3,000 miles of people who eat the same food, they wear the same clothes, and they drive the very same cars. Yeah. The only thing that changes is the geography. Also, we do have the New York Yankees here, so that's a big deal.
Yeah. I find that really funny because in South Africa, we have 11 official languages, right? So, I can speak 1.5 type of thing. So if I travel 800 miles across our country, because it's not as large as yours, it feels like I could be in 11 different countries. So, but as you say, we're all eating in the same restaurants. There's McDonald's here, and we've got Wendy's, we've got Burger King, and it feels like I could be anywhere in the world. So it's funny.
So we feel right at home.
Yeah, exactly. So between the two of you, what skills do you bring to your business that you're excited about going forward with?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so for me, I feel like I'm really comfortable talking to people, and I'm naturally curious, and so it's easy for me to ask questions and hear things about topics that maybe might sound boring, but I think it's been really helpful talking to business owners who have a really broad variety of business models and things that they do and sell, and so that's something that's always been natural for me. And really just talking to them is something that's my favorite part of this. That's something I genuinely enjoy, and so I feel like that's helping us a lot in our sales process.
Yeah, coming from a web development background, I have a lot of technical knowledge that is it's good, but it's also risky. I'm still doing web development on the side apart from this sometimes. So sometimes a client will ask for something, and I have to say, no, we don't do that, or I have to say we'll go back and talk to our team, even though I know I can do it.
Right.
But the technical knowledge has really helped us because a lot of the companies that we talk to have given all their SEO stuff to their IT guy and things like that. So it's been good.
Yeah. It helps build rapport to know about IT when you talk to that guy.
Yeah.
I think between the two of you, I mean, the value is that, if you can go out and sell, which is what I think, Mike, you're going to do mostly, and you've just got that support that that when you sell something, you can deliver it, you just feel comfortable. And that's what I found by having web skills, in the business.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the thing also about being open to networking, the more you're interacting with business owners, you're going to find the more you build your expertise and your reputation. And that's what I find now in my business is most of it's referral business. There's not a month that goes by that we don't get 2 or 3 good referrals from existing clients, or because I've been around networking. So it's a good start that you're going to do that. You go out and network as much as you can, and the referrals will come later.
Yeah.
So obviously you got your partner. So Joe. So we've spoken about that. What plans do you have in the next 12 months? That you feel you could take your business. I mean, you're still new, but what ideas have you got?
I really want to narrow down to a specific vertical. Right now, we're sort of feeling the water to see where we can do the best in. But I think if we can find that best vertical, we can just go all in on it and get some focus and some expertise in one specific place. Businesses find riches in the niches, is what I've been told.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've seen that with Eric Cook, one of our RCs. You've come across him maybe. He's the key guy when you talk about financial services and banking and digital marketing. He's the go-to guy with it. So what sort of niche are you considering, or have you thought about?
Go ahead.
Well, originally we tried to choose a vertical before we had started selling, and we wanted to do like motorsports. But as we started getting more clients and things, we started to find that we just haven't found a space for that vertical for us, and we found that our clients have already started to emerge into manufacturing fields. Just from that seems to be a lot of the business that we get, and so that's the kind of a vertical that we're starting to look at now. We may still go back to motorsports. That'd be really much fun.
Yeah, Mark, we met in
California.
In California, and I remember that you were talking about motorsport at that stage. And that industry, right?
Well, I'd still like to make it happen, but it just hasn't been. We haven't gotten any traction in it yet. Manufacturing's kind of a difficult vertical because a lot of them are behind the times. It's easy to sell on the website, but it's hard to sell in marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what would you tell other people who might be considering to join WSI? You've been here a short time, so you obviously got an impression on it. What would you say?
For the first little while, you are the business, right? So if you feel like business owners would trust you and maybe want to work with you and you can push yourself to put in the hours, then I don't think there's any way you can fail. I think if you have that kind of confidence and belief in yourself, I think you'll be able to succeed. So it just makes me think of that Robert Frost poem about the road less traveled, and if that's the one for you, I think you should go for it.
Yeah, well, thank you for that tip on the book tip, because I'm sure many people would like to read that road, the less travel, and see, take the other road, the one that doesn't look so comfortable. So looking ahead for the next 5 years, where do you see your business going? What plans have you got, goals?
I really want to use the next few years to refine our system. I've been surprised at how much I don't know as we've been going along. And so there's a lot of things that, the amount that you have to learn is just huge. And I really want to refine our system. By year 5, I would like to be selling our services nationwide. And from the beginning, I always said my goal was a $250,000 personal income within 5 years.
That's a lot of South African rands. But definitely, it's a great target, and it's doable, because you should speak to Neil Lappy and a few of the top 25 performers. Many of them have built $1 million business, annually. So, try and see, get in touch with them. I mean, that's what I did in the beginning, was hooked up with the top 25 guys and just see what I could learn how to grow my business. So
it's been a huge benefit of WSI is having this network of other people who've had success and being able to reach out and talk to some of them.
Yeah.
And it's been a huge benefit for us.
Yeah, it's really open, and if you don't use it, it's almost like you'll just be lonely for no reason. You can. It's just available for us. So, if you share one piece of information with us today, the audience, what would it be?
Well, I like the niches and riches thing because it rhymes. But besides that, I would say you should read books. Read books, just read books. The internet has a lot of information, but it's so scattered and atomized that it's really hard to put it together into a cohesive whole. Books are, it's an organized thought. It's typically vetted a little more, and so they're just a much better resource.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really great advice. So, what type of holidays do you like taking?
I like to camp. I like to be outside. So I love motorcycling, but it's hard to bring the kids on for that. So camping is the family vacation that we do the most, even no matter the weather. We just love to be outside. So
that's great. And that's exactly something that we have in common. You might see if you ever connected with me on Facebook. I spend 3 months of the year in my caravan camping. So we've absolutely. We set up an office. And my wife, myself, and my daughter, and we work. It's our satellite office. We call it the mobile office. We've got internet aerials and everything. And we had camping, and then people say, you're supposed to be relaxing. So I said, well, in our business, it's 24/7, but I can work wherever I want, And
right.
And that's
so why not
benefit.
take advantage of that?
And you can do it. So it's fantastic,
fun.
And camping is good. So, if you went to happy hour with me, I'd probably have a glass of wine, but I've got probably the second biggest Jack Daniel collection in South Africa. Not that I'm a big Jack drinker, but I certainly like to collect it. So I collect all the little cars and all the branding stuff that you guys do so well. But if we went to happy hour together and I ordered a Jack, what would you be ordering?
You want to feel that? I would probably order a Diet Coke because I don't drink.
There's nothing wrong with that, and that's normally what I use for my mix with my Jack. So, so we'll make a good drinking partner when we're sitting there talking about it. So Mark, if you could be anywhere else other than talking to me, right now, right this minute, where would you want to be?
It's easy. Yeah, I'd be motorcycling. Some adventure bike, some dirt road through the American West, just like blast for miles and miles and see the terrain and just be out there. It's just, I love it. Yeah,
it also shows that you've got that, you're an open networker, but you also want that me time. I think it looks like you could, jumping on a motorcycle and riding off, you're pretty much doing it on your own. So, you can actually enjoy your time with yourself, which is really good. So I really thank you guys, for doing this interview with us today, even though we had a few hiccups with technology, and for sharing the insights into how you made that leap of faith. And so, any final comments you'd like to say before we close off our interview today?
Any final comments? No, just that this has been great. Every experience I've had so far working with WSI has been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been, I thought I knew what I was getting into. I did not, but I've been really happy with what it is. So this is something I would definitely do again.
I see a lot of potential too. So I think we're going places.
It's great. It's fantastic. So once again, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. This has been a really insightful interview for me as well, just to see how someone from a military background would come into this industry and sort of the way you approached it. So thanks for sharing it. And sharing it with us. And I look forward to meeting at Global Convention and wherever I am around the world, but we always be connecting.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Francois.
Yeah, thanks, Francois.
Thanks. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Yeah.